All right, guys. I got this fender. Put some body filler on it, skim coat. Got it all sanded down, as you can see. It's not a finished product, but it's roughed. I mean, I put the skim coat on it, and I mug hauled it down. It's what I call. I mean, I'll use like a 40 grit. It really gets away. You don't want to use that. I mean, you just want to use it to get your general shape back. And then you go to an 80 grit, 120 grit. But looks pretty good. Got all that done. And then up here, as I was sanding on this, trying to get the paint off and stuff and scuff it up, I realized I missed a little dent right here. I mean, I couldn't feel. I seen it after I started sanding, but just my first inspection of it, I didn't notice it. And then so I knocked that out. I knocked that out a little bit. Put some body filler in there. It's nice and good. Now this is where the big dent was. It's good. Put some body filler on there. And kind of knocked it down with some 40 grit, and I just hit it with some 80. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, you can see it. There's still some big scratches in there. See them? Now, from experience, for those who's kind of new to bodywork and stuff, now if you keep trying to sand this to get them scratches out, you're kind of beating a dead horse because you're just going to sand all your mud out of it. So, when you put body filler on there, you might as well expect to put at least a couple coats on it. Your first coat's just going to get your shape back, hide all the imperfections, and your next coat's going to be a very, very light skim coat. And the only thing that you're doing with the skim coat is, as you can see, that 40 grit. I might put a nice, thin skim coat on there, and all you're doing with that skim coat is you're getting rid of them scratches. Because if you keep sanding on it, you're just going to sand all your body filler away. You're going to be back from square one. Or you can use a glazing putty. A glazing putty works fine too, but right now I'm out. I don't have any. So I'll just mix up some more body filler. You can see them all the way up and down through there. I'll fill up some more body filler and just put a nice thin skim coat on there. And then instead of hitting it with a 40 grit that caused all the scratches, because I was just roughing it down, I'll hit it. I'll start off with an 80 and go up to a 120 until I get it to where I want. There's no scratches. Well, you're going to have a little bit of scratches, but that's what your primer's for. I'm going to hit it with some DTM, direct to metal primer, until I go to really do the finishing body work. Then I'm going to put some K2 on it, some high build primer, block sand this, get it laser straight, get these body lines. Now, on these Camaros, all of them, they got this distinct, this body line right here in the middle. First gen, second gen, third gen, they always got them. So you can really get them body lines to pop and stick out real good. Once you start doing your primer, some 2K and block sanding, you can really get them body lines to stand out. But like I said, this is basically stage one. So I'm going to put another skim coat on here and then sand it down, start it with a 80, go to 120. And it's the same thing over here. 80, This one, this right here, as I'm looking at it, there's not a lot of scratches from the 40 grit on this like there was the other one. But I still might hit it and just feather it all out nice and smooth, make it not noticeable. And then after I do that, the second round of body filler, then I'll hit it with some DTM primer and let it sit. And then I got, I got this over here to work on. I got my nose, like I showed you before. It's going to take a lot of work to do this plastic nose. I mean, there's gouges in it everywhere. I got the headlight assembly out of it. I got the grill out of it. I got the bottom spoiler out of it, which is right here. And I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. I might buy a new one, or I might try to fix these. I got a split there, and I got a split down here on this other end. Right there, as you can see it. Now, I'm not promoting nobody's product, don't get me wrong, but I did see where Eastwood had a plastic stapler tool where it heats up a corrugated staple, and you can go on the back side of that spoiler, this plastic spoiler. It'll heat that stapler up. You can go in on the back side of it and kind of melt it into the back side of that plastic and bring that split together. And then you can just put some, a body filler on it that's flexible, for plastic or whatnot, and, cover that front end. And with them staples in the back, you don't have to worry about that splitting again on both sides. Which I might do, because I think this front spoiler, will probably cost us about as much as the tool. I don't have the tool. Probably costs about as much as the tool. So if I can buy a new tool instead of spoiler and fix this and put some filler on it, I'll probably do that. But I haven't used it yet. I watched some videos on it. It looks pretty cool. I mean, you can just melt that staple right into the back, and keep that split from flexing and getting out of control again after you put some filler in there, and we'll see how it works. I might try that. But back to the fender, like I said, I will put some primer on it, clean it up, prime it, and let it sit. This was my biggest concern, actually, really, because I had that dent up here in the front and I had that rust on the bottom. I haven't been through the car. I was looking at the driver's side door, already got the inside door panel and everything off. And to be real honest with you, for this year, 1992 Camaro RS, this thing, man, is really in good shape. I don't know if you can see down in here, but usually, my camera just ain't focusing very well. But there's no rust on this car, man. I don't know. I need to do some research and see if this thing came from out west somewhere. There's no rust on it. Now, I did notice when I was putting some sound deadening in it last winter in this hatch area, that back in here, under this cover is where your spare is. And on the outside, obviously, down in here, you can't see it on the outside, but from the inside, it was starting to rust. So I might have to weld in a patch there, but I've been under this car, in it, out it, and outside that little bit of rust there on this fender that I just patched, front fender, from where they try to jack it up and just bend it all to hell, and I haven't seen no rust. Now, I'm not saying that there ain't none over here on this one. Let me get in there and look. See, they did the same thing to this side. As you can see, well, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it very well or not. It's just, they got that folded all the way up in there. I mean, they put a jack up under there, and they just got that whole thing. It's going to take some work to get that off. This flap's supposed to actually be down, like so. FYI, guys, put your jack up here under the subframe, under the part of the unibody right there. Don't jack it up on the side here. You're gonna fold it up, and mess it up. But anyway, that's the fender. I know I got on a rant. I meant to show you the video for this fender. Show you I got the body filler on it. It's got another coat, showing the process of it, the body work. For those of you who's not familiar with body work, I hope this stuff helped you out. Because I know when I first started out, it was trial and error. I learned a lot of stuff on my own. I learned a lot of stuff on, well, back in the 80s, there wasn't no videos or YouTube. So trial and error is basically how I learned a lot of this stuff. So hopefully it helps you guys out. You can learn some stuff that I learned the hard way. You might learn it the easy way. Somebody show you tips and tricks. Anyway, just subscribe and like. Let me know that you guys have seen this. Make some comments. Let me know if I'm missing something. Is there something you want to know I might be able to help you out on that I'm missing? Any questions, any struggles that you're having with welding or body work, and let me know. Thanks for watching.